unbelievable the challenge this has presented the hospitality and travel and tourism industry over the recent months. Clearly, it started in Greater China, now has moved around the world, and I'm really proud of how our colleagues have reacted, looking after our customers, looking after the health and well-being and safety of our colleagues, and working with our owners and with governments around the world. Particularly in China, we are on the front line. We have a number of hotels in Wuhan, which actually were housing the medical professionals and the workers that were assembling the temporary hospitals. And we saw then China effectively shut down over the first few months of the year, which had the RevPAR impact, as you noted. And now we're getting to see China begin to reopen. I talk to our colleagues there on a regular basis, and offices are reopening. A bit of travel is reopening again, but it's very, very early days. As you noted, revenues are down about 80% for the month of April around the world, and we expect it to be a very, very challenging time for the foreseeable future.
Can you just to round out the rest of the world for us? We've obviously talked about the Greater China story. What are you seeing in Europe and the United States?
Yeah, it was quite interesting. So we had most of our hotels closed in Greater China. Now most have reopened. When you look across Europe, Middle East, and Africa, about 50% of our hotels are now closed. And then when you get to the United States, we have about less than 10% of our hotels closed. So we have about 15% of our hotels closed around the world. The reason why it's not more is we have a very, very large scale mainstream business, which is still operating in the United States and in some of the big domestic markets. Here in the UK, we have about 150 hotels open, and many of our hotels that are currently open are actually housing frontline workers or helping assist the governments in their recovery efforts too. So the business is still operating, but again, very limited visibility of what's going to happen until we see more border restrictions lifted and the economies begin to reopen.